Hi everyone, welcome back to the weekly market update. So let's take a look at what happening on last Friday and let's discuss about what is happening to the market itself as we are coming to the end of 2023, left 3 more weeks before we kickstart the new year of 2024. Let's see from the overview perspective what are we looking at and where will the market be ending coming to the end of this year 2023. So as we can see from last Friday itself on the market, S&P 500 notches the new high for 2023 Friday on a 6-week hot streak after solid economy data. As we know, last Friday is a non-farm payroll and the unemployment rate data. So we can see that due to the good data coming in, it's also a hope for a so-called a soft landing scenario, given the market to actually went even higher on last Friday closing. All right, not only on that, on the US side, whereby we will be looking at the chart on the Europe side, on the DAX itself, we can see that the DAX is actually hitting the all-time high compared to the last, what is happening on the 2023 or even way before. Is at the top notch all-time high for DAX index already. And so I believe for the US index, most of the major average, most of the US index will be hitting the all-time high, but there will be S&P 500 very close above the all-time high. There will be some resistance along the way, and that we'll be looking into the chart later. All right, so the non-farm payroll came in with a slightly better than the expected value, coming in 199,000 jobs, slightly ahead of the 190,000 job estimate from the Dow Jones, and well ahead of 150,000 jobs added in October. And this actually fueled the market on the bullish side itself. All right, so not only on that, on the stock, we can see that the shares of like Boeing, FedEx, Costco is actually at a new high for the year on Friday as investor bet the economy will skirt a recession. All right, so whatever happened in 2023, the wars, the inflation rate, the high interest rate, I think everything come to a cool down period at this moment, because when we're talking about the December, most of the time shares does close in the green in the month of December itself. All right, perhaps it's for us to celebrate for the year as well, or perhaps it's the low volume where people start to going holiday. That's why you can see that most of the shares is doing exceptionally well. But I think there's one index is not performing well, which is the Nikkei, the Japanese side. We'll be looking into it. All right, and for the China came in the inflations. China November consumer price for the faster in 3 years. All right, the CPI data itself, and that is why when you're looking at Hong Kong index or China A50, you can see that they are not performing well. If let's say you place your bet on the Asian market, on the Chinese market itself, you will be not that happy compared to people who into the US market. After all, right? We know what is happening into China. People may say that you're going to deflations. That is why do watch out. But one good thing is that I think China government may be stepping into it, try to do some stimulus simulations to improve the Chinese economy, and we will wait what will the Chinese come into, or so-called the white knight may come into play to save their economy. All right, so without further ado, let's go into the charting itself. So for charting, before we go into the chart, just want to take note on the coming week. There's actually a calendar over here. All right, for the coming week, please watch out on the 12th of December. If there is a important economy data from the US side, is actually the inflation rate. All right, the CPI. This is always the most important after the non-farm payroll to see whether will there be any rate cut. All right, we are talking about rate cut because we know that the interest rate has hiked a couple of times in year 2023. There are people who start trying to speculate that the Fed will pause the rate or cut the rate. No, instead of continue the rate. But this is all depending on the economic data of the inflation. So do pay attention of 12th of December on the inflation rate, the CPI data. Then of course, we move into 14th December. There will be a Fed interest rate decisions. So these interest rate decisions will make the market to quite be. There will be volatility coming in the 14th December as well. All right. if you are a short-term trader, just pay attention to this major news instead. All right, so let's come into the Dow Jones Index. Let's take a look. As you can see that we have been speculating, since the year of 2023. Over here, we are trying to play around. Oops, sorry. Let me just delete this. We have been trying to play around, and the market is actually on a sideways in 2023, January to 2024. So mainly it's trading in this range. All right, we are trying to speculate whether it's downside, upside, but speculate, and it just continue to follow the major trend, it's uptrend. All right, so people who actually buy ETF, buy and hold, you are still in the good correct position coming to the end of 2023. All right, as we can see that the market, there is no sign of bearish at this moment. The only concern is that the RSI is currently at the overbought level, but I don't think it's making a huge impact over here. We may see that the rally may continue with this year-end rally, and then the DJI may actually head towards the 37K, which is the all-time high here. All right, so this is what I'm looking at. It may hopefully go to 37K, and then that is may trigger a big sell down after the January effect, after the year-end effect. We will not know, but we play with what we see at the moment. No red candle, as you can see from the weekly candle. Yes, he has been running like consistently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 5.5 consecutive upside. Yes, maybe there will be a 7 candle consecutive upside. I think there is a story about that on the 7 steps. But anyway, at the moment, I'm looking at 37K celebrations, so we shall see how it goes. Okay, the next one we will be looking into all US index for today will be Nasdaq. So Nasdaq wise, this is what I chart before, which I paused some really market update in between. This is I chart before. On the 19th November, I say that the Nasdaq may continue the upside. All right, this is the 19th November, which end around here. All right, I say that it may continue the upside. The reason is at 16,600. This is depending on Nvidia earnings. All right, good enough. The market did not shoot up, but it's still on the small step, taking its times to 16,600. All right, so on 9 December, Nasdaq may continue the uptrend to 16,600 depending on the overall market sentiment. Why do I say that depending on the market overall sentiment? Because Nasdaq have a good run, to be frank, all right, comparing to Dow Jones, compared to S&P, he's having a good run. All right, so in order to have a second leg of fuel, I think we need the market sentiment to bring up the whole market, and then technology sector may continue this upfield instead. All right, the most concern is that the price is going higher. However, the RSI is not going above the previous high. What do I mean? Let's go into the day chart. As you can see, this RSI right now is actually at the downside. As you can see, we are approaching to the high, but the RSI is not keeping up. All right, we are approaching to the high, but the RSI is not keeping up. So this is what I'm worried, and we may see some divergence forming here. All right, so eventually if the price continue to go up, but the RSI just hovering here, is form a good divergence, and that is where we are looking for some signal to short it down, maybe at the start of 2024. We will not know, but along the way we are just playing with the book. Like I said, right now, if let's say the whole market sentiment is at the good side, as we can see that the VIX is actually at the all-time low, there is high chance that Nasdaq may go to 16,600. All right, so next we go to the S&P 500 and take a look. So for the S&P 500, as you can see, compared to Dow Jones, right, there is a couple of resistance in between, which is over here. This at one resistance. All right, so at this 4,600 is one resistance for S&P 500 at the moment. Clearing the 4,600, we may see it fall within this trap. All right, at which the all-time high is 48.25. All right, so high chance overall market rally, we may see that, but RSI is also hovering and not picking up at the moment. Okay, in order to form the divergence, the price is better to go up, and this remain, and then we can see a good divergence here. That we know what, but that is we are speculating. So we will see what will it happen for the next 3 weeks or 2 weeks before the end of 2023, and then we will decide in 2024 what should we do by then. All right, so at the moment, enjoy the ride, continue with the ride, and I believe most likely the year-end rally may continue on the upside instead. Okay, the year-end rally may continue upside instead. All right, let's go to the small cap instead. Small cap right now. Small cap we can see has been hovering on the sideways market since 2022 June. All right, so in the whole 2023 also fall within the side range between 2011 to 16,015. All right, or 1650. All right, 1650. 1650 to 2011 as you can see, but with the year-end rally usually it will benefit the small cap level. I'm looking for small cap to return to the 2k resistance level at this point of time. All right, so this is my take. We shall see maybe the next 3 weeks, hopefully, who knows, it may return there, and then we will have a better planning by then. All right, otherwise it's just hovering in between, stuck here, no up, no down, it's even harder. So why not just let everything go even higher? All right, next we will be looking into oil. For oil itself, okay, so this is what I said. This is the support zone between 62 to 66. All right, breaking below, not a good sign. I'm biased that it may reach 100 before end of year during that time, but right now, it's still, I think, may not be possible as what I see for the next 3 weeks to reach there, unless there is war straight away hitting the oil, supply. Otherwise, may not reach the level. Hopefully, we are eyeing on $80 by then. All right, so this is the 19th November, which I wrote at a point of time. Bias on the upside, support remain at 62, 66. Breaking below the 200 days is the first sign of the signal on hitting the support level. Okay, so right now, like I said, breaking the 200 days is the first sign to come here. But the market on the weekly candle touches the 200 days moving average, rejected and go up. All right, so zooming to the daily candle. Okay, so we can see that here may be the all-time low, which is the 68.85. All right, around 68.85. For people who want to, want to take a step ahead, may actually continue to buy a bit over here with your tight stop loss at 68.85. All right, so that is my take for oil. I have not do any write-up, so just spare me a minute. All right, let me just write it down. 9 December 2023, most likely not able to reach 100 but 80 by end of 2023. All right, so tested weekly 200 days moving average. All right, correct, not tested and supported by weekly 200-day moving average. So low immediate support around 68, 69, 85 off. Let me see. Yeah, 68, 85. All right. So for people who want to take a bite on the long side, this is what you may consider it instead. Okay. So that is my view for US oil. So let's move into the next counter. The next counter we will be looking into is DAX just now, which I mentioned. As you can see, DAX hitting all-time high. All right, so 9 December, DAX all-time high on last Friday closing. The move momentum may continue. Next resistance around 16,900 or 17,000. Okay, because there is no sign over here, but I may just say that it's kind of like very bullish based on the candle, especially on last week candle. It's like a bull Morobozo. So it may continue to go at the high side for DAX index instead. Okay, so looking into individual counter instead. Individual counter, I mentioned J and J right before my last video. J and J, I say that I'm biased on the downside, eyeing 130 at the support level. On the 19th November, I do an update. Watch out, J and J break below 145, which is this level. All right, you must pay attention carefully. It's not that I didn't update 145 break. All right, which I mentioned the word break below. We may then see it resume the downside. All right, break below may resume the downside. As it may continue bearish trend, but it didn't. All right. So on that day, after when the market opened after 19, which is the 20 November, the market went higher, and that is where the bearish thread does not validate. All right, it's not validate. So and that is why you should look at the other side, or you should cancel this whole downside trading plan and then wait for the next signal instead. All right. All right, let's move on to the next counter. Next counter that bring my attention is actually Ford. Previously, I think sorry, not Ford Industry. Give me a second. It's Ford Motor. All right. So Ford Motor, I did some analysis previously in September. I watch out the lower time frame, determine support $11. All right. The price break below. Revisit right now. As you can see, let's go into the day chart. All right. Here used to be a very firm support. Break below, recover back. Okay. So will this whole circuit area, become a bear trap or a false breakdown? We need to see the price returning back to $11 and start coming up. Otherwise, this will be a support turn resistance for you to short it down. Okay, so at Ford right now, we are actually at a very awkward positions because it is close to 11. Did it go above? It's resisted. All right, so if the market overall sentiment is picking up and the RSI is ticking up, I have a slightly bias on the upside instead for Ford to go higher. So for 9 December 2023, year end, may see Ford break above 11 back to the range trading level. All right, so that is what I'm slightly biased on the Ford, and this may be a false breakdown instead. Okay, so next we will be looking into an individual counter. Next is actually on Grab holding. Yes, Grab holding has been sideways. It's very boring. I know, I understand. I'm biased, break to there, but it didn't. All right. So let's revisit on Grab itself. I think it may have some chances for Grab to come back the glory once again. Why do I mention on that? Is because I mean there's president step down and there's a couple of news. I'm comparing to the sector instead. For Grab itself, I would like to give a call that it may return back to the near to the $4 level. So I just want to put 9 December 2023. Grab may return back to $4 or and return back near to $4 based on sector in comparisons. Alright, so that is what I mean. Why do I mean by that? Alright, let's look into the sector. As we know, Grab is actually compared, of course, something similar, not exactly. We compare to Uber, as you can see what is happening to Uber right now. Okay, so this is what I mentioned previously. I am actually biased on the downside. I only say that if it breaks certain level, it may go even lower. Yes, it has downside if may high chance may reach 40.70 if it break 43.50. Okay, so it break, it go to 40.70. Remain downside bias may cross 200-day, but it didn't. It's well supported, and then the market continue go higher. Okay, see, it's well supported by the 200 days moving average. Okay, this is before it formed. So since it didn't break, this will go invalid, am I right to say? And right now we can see that the Uber sector is going up. You know, the Lyft is also one of the sector, but of course there's not many arm like there's food delivery, just basically on the transportation. There's some of strength coming in, and that is why comparing to sector itself, I think Grab has a call as well. All right, so that is my view for Grab. Lastly, we'll look into the Hang Seng Index. Hang Seng Index wise, yes, it's miserable. It's on the downside. All right, so it's breaking this level, which is the 16,500. Next, if it breaks 16,000, we may see more downside again. Okay, so otherwise, right now we are depending for the white knight from the China itself, and then hopefully it will save it. Alright, so that's all for my this week weekly market update. Hopefully it gives you an overall broad view for the coming next 3 weeks, what to prepare, what to look out for, and keep yourself prepared for the coming new year of 2024. What happens in the past of 2023, we may kickstart again and start a brand new in 2024. Hopefully it helps in your portfolio as well. Remember to follow me and like and share my video. Lastly, may revisit my website again if you like to learn more on how I analyze. You may go to my online course there, to subscribe yourself. All right, that's all. Thank you everyone, and I will see you guys again. Bye bye.